Your Royal Highness Princess Lamia, thank you so much for doing this. It's great to meet you.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be with you, Tom.
So I just wanted to start, generally speaking, this is a huge week for AI, and here in Geneva, I think the questions are becoming pretty existential about what we're doing with this technology and where it's taking the world. What's your read on the mood?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. AI and technology, it's driving us. It's a very fast move. It's rapidly changing per second, I would say. And I think we have a very important role, or actually it's the main role. We are the main, driver for this innovation, because what is AI? It's getting everything out of humans. It's you who's prompting, it's you who's educating this tool. So it's upon us. It's a place that gathering all information, a humongous amount of data and information, and it giving it to you for whatever you want to do. So this is a great opportunity for us to make the world a better place via this enormous amount of data that it's really available with a click of a finger, maybe faster.
So speaking of making the world a better place, Alwaleed Philanthropies, which you lead, has invested $5 billion worldwide across 190 countries. But what I was most impressed with, Princess, is that it is led completely by a board of women. What are the goals of Alwaleed? What are your key missions?
Our key mission, actually we started from more than 4 decades. As you said, we work in 5 areas of focus, which is community development, empowering women and youth, bridging culture gaps, providing vital disaster relief in time of crisis, and promoting for healthier environment. And it is led by 10 Saudi women. I'm honored to be leading the team. What's required from us is 3 things, not more, not less. It's strategizing, a very meticulous follow-up system, and understanding how we can enter community, have a sustainable impact, and how to measure it. And this we don't do anything with our own hand, and this is the vision and the methodology of His Royal Highness Prince Alwaleed bin Talal, who's one of the biggest businessmen around the world. He decided that we don't have to do everything, we just have to have a very functional and strategic and structured brain, and how we can choose our partner who will be implementing our projects on ground in 190 countries around the world. So me, my team, we work on implementing the plans and the strategy that agreed on with our partners, whether, of course, we work with all the United Nations, education and institution, development, but we have something very interesting then. Whenever we enter any project or we enter any country, we have I would say, a formula that we always do just to ensure that this project will be maintained after we're out and we finish our roles. So we have an international entity as experts, and we have local NGO to make sure that this is really what the community need, and we have the government so they can move forward and it doesn't stop here after the period of the project itself. So for sustaining
so it can sustain itself.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And I want to give people a sense of some of the initiatives. So you're all over the world, but also, of course, operating in Saudi Arabia.
Absolutely.
And I thought the YAIA initiative was something I wanted to call out, right? Because it's providing legal assistance to women, but also training female lawyers.
Absolutely.
What impact has that had?
Oh my God, it's one of the most, I would say, breathtaking initiative, to be very honest. When you see the amount of ladies, how they benefit, the self-confidence, and it's only when you think about legal or your legal right, and you understand that the humongous amount of women that they didn't understand what's right, what's wrong, what's okay, what's not. The YAIA initiative, this is its 10th year. We actually benefited more than 250 beneficiaries. We trained almost 2,000 female lawyers. We took for pro bono, I think, over 8,000 cases. But the most beautiful thing about that, it's how technology, and we're talking about that from like 6 or 7 years when we created the Wa'i app, which is a free app for ladies. They go in, they discuss with lawyers if they need extra attention and assistance. It's all pro bono, and they understand. And when they start understanding, you can see with numbers the small and medium businesses, the amount of women are benefiting out of it, how they're really on the scenery from an innovation perspective, education, business, because they understand. Whenever you understand the thing, you would be able to move on with your life in a right direction.
Yeah, so first of all, there have been great strides made in Saudi Arabia, and in fact, the World Economic Forum's 2025 Global Gender Gap Report identified Saudi Arabia as one of 8 economies that is sprinting fastest toward parity. However, your country still ranks 132nd out of 148, and there are issues that are cited like male guardianship laws. How important is it, and what work is your organization doing to move toward total parity and equality beyond just the workforce?
Male guardianship?
Yes.
It's completely vanished, this word, from like, 6, 7 more even, I can't recall, because now women are free to just go through their life normally. So they can travel, they can work, they can get married, they can live alone with their family, they have the full right to do whatever. Male guardianship, that was long before. But listen, maybe, and that's a very good point that you mentioned it, really. Because some of the ladies, it's not because it's already approved by the government, or khalas, we're being a normal country like any other country. It's about our nature and tradition. We love families. We are a family-oriented community. So you would see me knowing my cousin, my grandfather cousin, my grandmom's cousin. We're all together as a group. We move like that. It's the tribal, I would say, understanding. This is how we live. But from a legal perspective, no, it's completely changed from a very long time.
And so I also wanted to talk to you about a bit about women in tech, which is part of the reason why you're here at AI for Good. I was surprised to hear that participation among women in the tech industry in Saudi is actually higher than it is in Europe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what kind of impact do you think that inclusion is having, and why is it important to have more women in the tech industry?
Let's, from my perspective, I'm going to give you my perspective working in this field in Saudi. In technology, in general technology, in the beginning, in like I'm not sure, is it in the 10th, so 2016, 17, 18, the hackathon in Saudi Arabia for 3 years in a row, women are winning it. And from my perspective, again, working with women, especially in tech, so it's one of the jobs or the things that they can pursue in their homes. So they don't have to go out, so she can be a full wife, a full mom with pursuing her, dream and passion. In Saudi Arabia, actually, only in 2025, as I told you, it's 666,000 trained and was supported in technology. When you see in LEAP, which is one of the biggest events for AI innovation, we announced that 14.9 billion are going toward AI and technology. So, and putting in mind again that the kingdom, literally 70% of it under 30 years old. And we're headed by, and this is the first time in history in Saudi Arabia, that Crown Prince will be talking the same language as 70% of the population, almost 70% of the population. So it's not only about that we want to, ride the wave of technology, it's actually the language of the government, community, and population. it's the same language, and this is the beauty in Saudi Arabia. And as you said, there is a huge amount of opportunity, training, initiatives, entrepreneurship support. So I believe it's important to just to be aware of. Again, we go back to the first thing we said. It's you who's gonna train the AI. It's you who's gonna do the innovation, and it's you, whether you want to do it good or bad, it's upon human being.
All the more reason why the use of those tools is more inclusive, right?
Absolutely.
So you talked about the wave of technology. It's really rising boats all across the Gulf region, really. As I told you, I've been to UAE to talk about this. I'd love to come to Riyadh sometime if I get that invitation. But right now, there are deep concerns about the war in Iran and how it might be impacting investment and people's sentiments across the region for an investment. Have you experienced within Saudi any of that sort of trepidation, or is there a resilience built into the work you're doing?
From an investment perspective, I don't have, it's not my field to talk about, but I will tell you something. In our field, I think technology, with all what's happening and how to mobilize the services and the support, I think it's much easier now. And it have, I would say, a faster and a higher rate of getting to beneficiaries, just creating awareness, or even telling them how to move with their life in a way that till the aid reach them. But of course, it's unfortunate what's happening now, because at the end of the day, it's Iran is very close from the Gulf area, so everything has been affected. And we hope that we can have the opportunity to support people who was injured, or people who was affected by the strikes.
And finally, of course, we're here at AI for Good, and you are judging the women entrepreneurs shaping the future competition. What are you going to be looking for? What excites you? What kinds of projects do you think you're going to single out as being the best?
Well, if I'm going to give you a detail so you will know who's going to win. So actually, I put for myself like a criteria, like 4 points. And the genuity of the project and how it reflects on the community, reaching the most vulnerable people, and how it really solves a community problem that will have a really tangible impact on the community, and how this project we can, duplicate it elsewhere. This is my criteria.
Princess Lamia, this was an honor. Thanks for sitting down with me.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor.